What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. And on today's episode, I'm going to be taking a look back at the classic arcade beat 'em up made by Capcom, The Punisher. But before I do, let's take a look at that opening cinematic from the game. All right, so The Punisher, man. Let's not to be confused with the 1991 version that came out on Super Nintendo. That was made by LJN. We're gonna be talking about the one made by Capcom, and that came out in arcades in '93, and then was later ported over to the Sega Genesis and Sega Mega Drive in 1995. But man, so for me, I wanted to cover this because not only is it a retro game, it's also sort of relevant now because of the Marvel vs. Capcom, the Capcom Classics Fighting Collection that just came out um, on digital, and then it'll be released physically on later in November. But what do you call it? So I own that collection, and that was the only game on the collection that I've never played, and I decided to take a run through it last week, and it is a very difficult game. So don't let the the retro graphics fool you, man. It is a very difficult game, especially if you're playing on one player. I mean, you get to play as either the Punisher or Nick Fury, but yeah, definitely play this game with two players because it is very difficult to beat on your own. I mean, I did, but I must have died like oh man, like 20, 30 times before I actually got to the end. That there's robots and there's robots and there's things that can grab you and what do you call it? There's so many enemies on screen at once, and it's just very hard to kind of focus on one thing when you're getting hit from all angles and stuff like that. But I had a lot of fun with it. You know, doing my research for this, I did read that a lot of stuff was cut out of the console port version of it due to limitations, and I believe the ESRB wasn't established yet at a time, or if it was very young. So they didn't wanna push too many boundaries. So blood got cut out of the console port version, and Nick Fury smoking a cigar got cut out, and a lot of sounds had to be cut out due to hardware limitations and stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting to learn. And this actually started the relationship that would lay the foundation for the Marvel vs. Capcom games, because this was the first time that Capcom and Marvel had ever worked together on a video game, and then you see how that went and the success that it has today. But I really enjoy playing the Punisher. I gotta go back and play as Nick Fury. I didn't play as him. I beat it as Punisher, but I gotta go back and play as Nick Fury. And also, I heard they had Oh, there were rocket launchers. Oh, the rocket launchers in the arcade version were also cut out of the console port. So that kind of sucked. But yeah. But the full arcade uncut version is on the Capcom Classics Fighting Collection, which is out now. But man, let me just say, man, the final boss Kingpin, you gotta just like the best way to beat Kingpin is just to stay in the air and like kind of just throw a flying kick, because if you try to shoot him with anything, either his henchmen will surround you or he'll just pick up and throw you, which takes a lot of once he throws you, it takes a lot of damage, man. So just stay in the air and just kind of spam flying kicks, and you should be able to beat him. But man, what a fun game, man! Like I said, brought back nostalgia for me because I'm a fan of 90s beat 'em ups like Final Fight and Fatal Fury and all that stuff, and Streets of Rage and all that good stuff. So this was definitely a cool game for me to play. I'm excited that I got to play it, and was kicking myself that I didn't play it sooner. But hey, better late than never is what they say. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the Punisher video game. Uh, Down in the comments. Anyway, that is gonna do it for this episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.